So I like to get that strap up high. The only way for me to do that now is to trim this on the top side, which won't hurt it. I left it a little bit oversized. I'll probably trim this a little bit too. You don't need to do too much right now. We can do that later. Well, it's called custom work, folks. Take your time and do it right. Alright, you see how much I took off? Kind of boost it in the air. That'll fold back. We'll trim it, make it nice. Pick this way up. The trigger's up in here. So I'm going to bring it just like that. As high as I can go. Alright, now that's going a long ways past my trigger, folks. I don't mind too much of it, but I want to take just a little bit off. This way it'll pinch together better. I don't necessarily want to do this one the same. Once again, custom work, double check it. See the gap? When it closes, it'll come against it, and we'll glue it all right there at that seam. But that'll come later. Check the loops, see what's going to happen. I'll be able to make it work. Feeling a lot of that one in there, and mark it back. Shave a little bit of that, shave some of this down in here. Double check where each piece is going to lay, folks. That it'll close right, hold it, open it up, make sure you still retain your gap, and then just mark all your edges so you know where it goes, both sides. There's no need to rough this. Just make sure any foreign debris off. You don't want too much, you're going to put your gun in this to glue it all up. All this has to be done fairly fast. Make sure it's all still where we want it. Tight is good. There we go. Good and tight. Let that dry for about 10 minutes. Alright, y'all. I made a few marks here. The darker mark, where I kind of want to start cutting things back. I don't want to get too close to where I'm sewing right now. I'll cut that back after it's glued and dried later on. Same thing on this side. I've looked to see how far I need my strap to come around to get a good buckle, and that's more than enough right there. So I came in behind and marked it out. Alright, I want to locate that release. I want to make sure I'm up top of that. Right now I'm just cutting enough to expose what I want to expose. After it's stitched, we'll cut close to stitching once we're done. Like I said, right now we're just kind of a rough fit. Now I stuck these pieces back on just so I could see, because I got to pull in and out. Am I going to be able to work with this? When I go to slide it in, is it going to try to eject around? Does it have too much pressure on the slide? It looks like I'm pretty safe so far. But of course we're not at the final product yet. Give myself an idea here where I'm going to run my lines. Just look on the inside of how far. Bring the case a little bit beyond. I'll run this corner back some, maybe to here, and then I'll have, of course it'll be further in, but I'll have a line coming up like this. And then down through here. It's alright to draw on your surface as long as you're going to cut it off after. Just give myself an idea of what's going on. Alright, just a light ink pen line in here underneath where this is going to go. And I'm not going to go beyond the line down here because it's going to get cut off, shape, etc. Lots of looking and figuring, folks. Good and tight. Let's just come way down to here. Just kind of shaping it, keep as little amount of leather that I can there. So what I'm going to do, I marked this on both sides. Got me an X-Acto blade, and I broke the tip off of it because I don't want to cut into this leather. I'm going to shave this so I get a good transition going down through rather than this gap I have right here. So I'm going to shave up here to get a better transition. I probably took a little bit too much off there. It's kind of hard, you know, you just keep at it. Keep your fingers out of the way. And same on this side. Alright, hold that where you want it, folks. See how it's kind of open? I just stick it in my mouth and chew the leather until it's flat. Not chew it, but just chew it. About 4 or 5 chunks. Just to compress it like a vice to help flatten it. Quickest tool I know. Alright, we're going to glue this. I'm going to keep the glue from here down. I want to get beyond that. Won't take long. Let that sit for a little bit. 5 minutes. You see how nice and tight it took it? Stiff, stiff, stiff. Oh my goodness, is that stiff. Right now, that's what we want. Let's glue the other one up. Time to figure our stitch lines, guys. Now, this is just a estimate cut. I want enough room for my finger to fit down in there when I grip it firmly to draw. And see, I can almost get it there now. So that should be plenty fine. And that's my original design, so we'll do it very similar. So I'll just make a few light marks. This line will stretch out, folks. We'll press it one more time probably anyway. We'll go right there at the top of the gun. This we still need to figure because we're going to cut this back. Bring it about the same angle on this case. So I'm just going to go through and figure this up, folks. There it is, folks. It'll be just slightly different than the first. Alright, I need to re-spool my line here. This way is just take your spool out. You want those first couple really tight, folks, because you don't want that to start spinning on you. Indy, it's doing good. All I want to do, all I'm worried about on this one, is just sewing the outer edge of this on. This is the back. So it requires stitch for every hole. Same thing on the back. But I'm just outlining it. I think I told you folks wrong when I first started. You want to hold this back line tight in the direction you're working, as well as the needle move it in the direction. This way it's always held tight. I think I told you to hold it backwards, and that's going to cause a loose knot. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done it. And you can see the difference. These ones are a little bit looser. Those are the first ones. These are turning out nice and tight for me. And you tell the difference on the back. Beautiful, nice tight stitches. Kind of loose, wandering. So it just took me a few stitches to get back into it, so. I just broke a needle. Trying to pull this needle out. I already made it through. I was twisting, pulling out, snap the needle. Well, in this case, we're going to have to tie this off, so kind of good I did it, I guess. And this way I can show you how to do it. You're going to have to push it through. But remember, your line's going through it. Push it through, get the loop back. And then we're just going to work it just like we're terminating the knot. And it kind of sucks, but we have to put a knot right here. No choice. There we go. Alright, just pull it out, cut the line. Pull the needle off. Pull it through and terminate it. Sucks, but you gotta do it. If your tool doesn't come equipped with a new needle in it, buy some while you're at Hobby Lobby. Let's go right back to that spot and start over. I need to buy new needles.